Coach talked about a lot of changes you made. He implied kind of on and off the field. Not that you have to get into everything, but I mean, do you feel like just more mature, more grown up? Is your process different as you go through it this time around?
Definitely. I mean, the difference between this year and last year has been huge. Again, both on and off the field, just making changes with diet, when I'm going to bed, being on time for certain things or early. So those obviously play a big role in transforming the on the field things in general. But I mean, it's just sticking to my process, trusting myself, and we talk about it all the time, but trying to find a way to get better every day, whether it's in the weight room, in the classroom, on the field. So that's just been a big thing for me. So I think there's been moments that I've had the last two starts that would have kind of snowballed last year, getting runners on and getting out of it with 2 runs rather than 4 or 5. I think that's a testament to just my growth and maturity from a pitching standpoint, being able to get soft contact when I need it and keeping balls in the infield and keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate has helped me avoid damage the last 2 starts. So definitely.
What's it like in the starter role? You're more of a reliever last year.
Right.
This is 2 straight. You go at least 6 innings. What's it like?
It's different. I like the options that I get to prepare a little differently in terms of my weekly schedule. Your lifts are programmed more specifically. You know what day you're going to be pitching, and so I think it's a lot easier to prepare from both a mental and a physical standpoint. But in general, it's go out there and compete for me from a personal standpoint, and just trying to enjoy every second of it. But it was, it's been a big goal of mine to contribute as a starter, and so to be able to do that right now has been a lot of fun, and it's also made my weekly process even better.
When you introduce, I think it sounds fair to say the way you're describing it, when you introduce more discipline into your life, that can be hard.
Right.
What's it like to then see some benefits like you have the last couple of weeks and perhaps reinforce, okay, all those sacrifices, whatever, are worth it?
It's cool. It's a good feeling. It's, when you put things into perspective, it's, that's for me, that's the big thing is putting things into perspective and thinking about how lucky I am to be able to do what I do, but also how hard I've worked for the opportunities that I've earned. There's 2 sides of it. So from a discipline standpoint, it's definitely a good feeling knowing that you've cleaned some stuff up both on and off the field to help you earn a bigger role. But it's also staying hungry and knowing that we got a lot of baseball left to play, and that any way we can win and continue to play well is going to be huge.
As you're thinking about your role on this team and how you fit in with the group and everything, and the coach's plans, do things change when you have a couple outings like this about kind of who you can be for your teammates, for your team?
Not really, no. For me, it's go out when my name's called, go out there and compete. When it's not called, be the best teammate, best at, maybe it's doing a chart, maybe it's in the weight room, maybe it's conditioning. It's just being the best that I can be with whatever task I'm asked to do. It's, like I said, the mentality hasn't changed. The preparation changes slightly just because I know my weekly schedule, but other than that, it's go out there and compete when my name's called and just enjoy it.
Was ultimately being a midweek starter kind of part of the plan at the beginning of the year, or is this kind of just morphed into this?
Not at all. I mean, it's something that Hawk and I had talked about was a role that I could potentially earn, and he saw my stuff and the way that I went about things as definitely a possibility. But in terms of, I don't think I pitched well and what I'm capable of doing towards the beginning of the year, and I don't think I earned an opportunity towards at the start of the year, and so to be able to kind of stack a couple good outings together has felt good. And it's like I've said, it's sticking with the preparation, the process, the things that we talk about as a team, and just being consistent, finding ways to get better every day, and then when my name's called, just being ready to go out there and compete and enjoy it.
You had 84 pitches today. I don't remember what you had your last start, but how do you feel like your arm is doing? How do you feel like that growth or that ramp up into pitching this much? How do you feel like that's gone?
Last week was tough.
Yeah.
90 pitches after not really having a whole lot of usage. The previous 2 weeks was tough on the body, but I was able to recover to the best of my abilities and was ready to go today. I didn't really feel 100% all week until today, so it was really good though in terms of we kind of assumed that it was going to be a potential use the pen day and to where we were able to hopefully go less, and so to get 6 innings on that number of pitches, the body feels really good, the arm feels good, so And that'll just, again, set us up for success over the weekend too as we continue to grind this thing out.
Have you changed your rehab and your workouts during the week in order to be more of a starting pitcher, or has it just been the same?
It changes a little bit. It's, seeing our athletic trainer Cody, pretty much every day just to help recover, whether it's tissue work or rehab or mobility. And then my lifts are a little bit more programmed and consistent the last 7 days, to where I'm able to work the body on specific days because I know I don't have to be ready to pitch that day.
Right.
So that's definitely a slight benefit. But other than that, no, there hasn't been no big changes other than just trying to recover and be ready for the day.
And your start today, what do you feel like was working well out there?
Kind of like we talked about last week, just being able to throw 4 pitches for strikes and staying consistent with it. And then to me, the big success for today was when I got the leadoff guy out, I had a lot of success. I walked the leadoff guy in the 5th, and that led to a couple hits and 2 runs. So for me, that was the big thing, was getting the leadoff guy out and just trusting that Hawk he always has a really good game plan. So for me, it's just executing pitches and mixing well, and I feel like I'm going to have success.
You threw a couple changeups to lefties. Are you comfortable with that pitch?
Yeah, it's something we've worked on. It's something I threw a lot in the summer too. So it's definitely new. You're not going to do that when you're throwing 1 inning out of the pen. You're going to throw your best stuff. But to help set up other stuff, or even swing and miss stuff, that's something that we actually talked about that as I was in catch play today, if it's something I was comfortable with, and worked on it in the pregame pen and ran it out there. So just the ability to do that and change stuff on the fly and constantly be curious about, what can I do to get hitters out and keep my pitch count down and get weak contact is a lot of fun. So that's something that Hawk's always searching for, and as a pitcher, it's just a blast to constantly try to get better.